Hello friends, welcome to One Stop All Poetry Solution. Today we are going to study Charles E. Carryl's poem The Camel's Complaint. Here, interestingly, you will see the numerous types of complaints that the camel is expressing, starting from the food to the place of rest to the place where it is getting a proper play, animals are getting proper place to sleep, to its shape, and also to the carrying of the load. And if you enjoy watching our video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So without much ado, let's start with the poem. The Camel's Complaint. Canary birds feed on sugar and seed, parrots have crackers to crunch, and as for the poodles, they tell me the noodles have chicken and cream for their lunch. But there's never a question about my digestion, anything does for me. So the first thing, the camel is complaining that canary birds are given a proper diet. They have proper food, sugar and seed. Parrots also have crackers. They are a special kind of crackers where there is absence of salt, because too much of salt may be harmful for the parrot, so that it is easier for them to crunch. And then there are the poodles. The poodles are small dogs, and they are believed, or they are given the food of noodles. They are given noodles to eat which has chicken and cream for their lunch. That is the special food. But there is never a question about my digestion. But the camel is made to eat anything. You know what camels feed on, especially cactus plants or thorny bushy plants. Cats, you are aware, can repose in a chair, chickens can roost upon rails, puppies are able to sleep in a stable, and oysters can slumber in pails. But no one supposes a poor camel dozes. Any place does for me. So in each and every stanza, we see that the camel is exclaiming, he is surprised, he is shocked at the treatment that is meted out to him. He is telling that cats, you see, they can rest properly in a chair. Repose means rest. Chickens can roost upon rails. Rails are their specific places to rest, to roost, to slumber, to breed. That is their specific place. Puppies are able to sleep in a stable. They also have a definite place, the stables, not the stables as we understand by the stables, the residing places of the horse, okay? And oysters can slumber in pails. They can actually sleep in pails. But no one supposes a poor camel dozes. Where does the camel live? Any place. If you just let it be, it can sleep on the sand, it can rest on the sand. If you are giving a proper place to rest with a shade and everything, like the other animals, there also it can rest. But no one is caring about the camel, that yes, it does need a definite place. So he is expressing his surprise and shock, and he is complaining. Now what happens in the third stanza? Lambs are enclosed where it's never exposed, coops are constructed for hens, kittens are treated to houses well heated, and pigs are protected by pens. But a camel comes handy wherever it's sandy, anywhere does for me. So I can go anywhere, I can visit anywhere, I can stay anywhere. Lambs are kept in places where it is never exposed, where it is not exposed to the sun, where it is not exposed, it does not remain exposed to the rain. So there's a kind of a protection. Coops are also constructed for hens, the places, the definite places for hens where they can stay safely. Kittens are also well treated in houses that are well heated, that are comfortable. In the cold weather conditions, they have a proper place to rest, unlike the camels, where they are exposed to the sun's rays, the sun's heat, where they are exposed to the rain, everything. But no one is bothered about the camel, but because it is believed that the camel can undergo everything. Same goes for the pigs also, because the pigs are protected by the pens. So we understand that there is a kind of an enclosure that the animals are residing in. But what happens in the case of the camel? How much are we bothered? Not very much. And that is again, he is voicing it out in the form of a complaint. Interestingly, you will see that in all these stanzas, it is the camel who does the speaking. It is the camel who is expressing his complaint. And we wonder with the question that whether he is actually complaining or whether it is his selfish needs. So you can justify your answer in both the ways, because see, the camels, the open space, the exposure, though it is exposed, but nevertheless it is free. It is being exposed in the other way. Okay, in the terms of freedom, you can analyze it. But what about the other animals? It is bound by some kind of law, it is bound by some kind of an enclosure. Right? So people would laugh if you rode a giraffe or mounted the back of an ox. It's nobody's habit to ride on a rabbit or try to bestraddle a fox. But for a camel, he is ridden by families, any load does for me. How many of us have actually seen people riding on giraffes or ox or rabbit, or riding on a fox? Bestraddling means when you place your legs on both the sides in order to sit comfortably. Right, so that is bestraddling. So none of us exactly do that, and it is not even a habit on it, nor is it a common sight that meets our eyes, isn't it? But we have ridden on camels, whether it is on sea beaches, that is the animals are, kept as pet, they are treated, they are rode on in particular places, especially on sea beaches also, and obviously they are known as the ship of the desert, so you'll obviously find them in the desert. So if you visit desert areas, I'm sure you'll be able to ride on them. But yes, camel rides, it's known as camel rides. How many of us have heard of giraffe rides or rabbit rides? Impossible. No one has even thought about it. So that is what even the camel is telling, and no one is bothered about the load that he has to carry, how much pressure, how much load he has to carry. But these animals, they are free just because it is uncommon, it is not something, it's not a part of a habit. That's why people forget about it. People are not interested in knowing whether people can ride a giraffe or not, whether there can be some other alternative for it or not, but no one is bothered. So he is again complaining that I am ridden by families. Some people may be fat, some people may be thin, but carrying heavy, a person who is heavyweight, it is difficult for the animal, right? So you can understand the pain that the camel undergoes. Again, this kind of when we come across these kind of lines, these lines are being uttered by the camel, we understand that all the while, all the claims or the demands that he is making, throughout it is not very selfish. The pains that he is undergoing, or he will undergo sooner or later, has undergone earlier also, that is not completely false. He is justified in voicing his protests, in voicing his claims, that please do think about me. What do I need? Where do I need to rest? Whether I'm exposed or not, whether I'm really being able to carry the load or not, that is something that needs to be considered. A snake is as round as a hole in the ground, and weasels are wavy and sleek, and no alligator could ever be straighter than lizards that live in a creek. But a camel so lumpy and bumpy and humpy, any shape does for me. So the camel is really worried about his shape, his lumpy and bumpy and humpy shape. How sleek does the body of a camel look? You must have seen camels, even in images or on television. How does it look? Is it very sleek? Is it very thin? No. It is lumpy, it has an uneven shape because of its humps, because of its tail, because of its hooves, right? And those joints, those marks, those lumps and humps that make it look ugly. That is what the camel believes. But every animal is beautiful in its own way. That is absolutely undeniable. But the camel is dissatisfied. So, and again, the same question I would like to address here, that selfish question where he's commenting on his own looks. Is he really selfish when he's telling that really he wants to look good? I don't think so, because looking good or looking beautiful is really not a selfish demand or a selfish claim. if he is doing that. But yes, he is not satisfied, he is complaining throughout. That could be, to a certain extent, he could have realized, because probably he is better off than most animals. The enclosure that we see in case of hens, chickens, lambs, where they stand the risk of being slaughtered anytime, for in order to be consumed by humans.